Welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Ryan. Today we're digging into a quieter corner of the AI data center build-out, photonics, and a company called POET Technologies. With me is Josh, our market historian. Josh, great to have you. Remember, if you have questions as we go, you can ask us at stockalpha.ai.
Thanks for having me, Ryan. This is one of those areas that's easy to overlook because it isn't flashy, but it could be critical to how AI scales over the next few years.
Okay, let's start simple. What does POET actually do? Say it like I'm a curious engineer who also likes coffee.
Sure. POET builds photonic integrated circuits, basically tiny optical chips, and something they call an optical interposer. Think of it as a bridge that combines optical functions and electronics in a very small package. The goal is to make optical engines that hit multi-terabit speeds while using less power and space. For AI racks, where every watt and millimeter matters, that matters a lot.
So why is everyone talking about 1.6 terabits per second? Is that really the next bottleneck?
Yes, we moved fast from 100 gigabits to 400 gigabits, and now lots of designs are pushing to 800 gigabits and beyond. Industry roadmaps point to 1.6 terabits per second per lane as the next step. If you can't get economical optical links at that speed, compute will be waiting on input and output. In other words, you can add more GPUs, but if the network can't move data fast enough, you're not improving throughput.
And how does POET fit with the big names? NVIDIA, Marvell, Broadcom, Arista, and the hyperscalers.
POET sits upstream in that ecosystem. Those big companies design the compute and switching silicon, but they need dense, low-power optical I/O to actually connect racks and pods. POET is pitching optical engines and transceiver components that could plug into merchant optics and module suppliers. If their approach is manufacturable at scale, vendors could source these engines instead of relying on incumbent photonic suppliers.
Right. You mentioned a partnership. What's the deal with Qubitekk and the 3.2 terabit engine?
That partnership is aimed at developing 3.2 terabits per second optical engines, basically doubling the 1.6 terabit envelope. It's the kind of co-engineering that hyperscalers and switch silicon vendors like, because it pairs a smaller innovator's tech with complementary IP and route-to-market help. If they show a credible prototype, that can open doors for pilot programs.
Interesting. What about the market size? I read the transceiver market could double to about $10 billion.
Analysts projected the optical transceiver market to roughly double from about $5 billion to about $10 billion by this year, driven by hyperscale AI deployments. That headline number is helpful, but the real money is at the leading edge. Multi-terabit optics command premium pricing and matter to customers who will pay for density and power efficiency.
And POET has the capital to play, right?
They do. POET has roughly $300 to $400 million in cash on the balance sheet, which gives them a runway for research and development, pilot manufacturing, and customer qualification. They also have some institutional and strategic backing, which is a validator for their approach.
OFC is coming up in March. How important is that for them?
Very important. OFC is where engineers, procurement teams, and potential partners look for working demos and proof points. If POET can show a credible demo or announce early design wins, that can move them out of the noise and into pilot programs. Trade show activity has translated into real design pipelines in this industry before.
Let's talk risks. Not every good demo turns into a supply line. What are the main concerns?
Execution risk is the biggest one. Integrating photonics and scaling to volume manufacturing is technically hard and capital intensive. Big incumbents can outspend smaller firms on fabs, packaging, and customer programs. Timing is another. Design cycles at hyperscalers and switch makers are long, so revenue could lag sentiment.
Yeah, that's a good point. So for someone who follows AI infrastructure stocks, what should they watch over the next few months?
Watch for OFC demos and any partner testimonials. Track progress on the 3.2 terabit engine with Qubitekk, and look for qualification milestones with merchant optics houses or module integrators. Those are the signposts for volume. Also keep an eye on cash runway and any strategic investments or offtake agreements from larger players. I mean, when you look at the data, Those signals tell you whether technology is becoming a real supply option.
And a quick, actionable read for investors. How to position here.
So the real question here is risk versus optionality. POET offers a way to play photonics innovation tied to AI bandwidth demand, but it's a small cap story with execution risk. Don't over-allocate. Treat it as a thematic satellite position. If you want specifics, wait for OFC demos, any announced design wins, and qualification steps before increasing exposure. It's a slow grind, not a sprint.
Interesting.
Honestly, I was a bit surprised by how central the optical interface is becoming. The optical side is quickly becoming the gating factor for AI scale-outs, not compute alone.
Great. Let's close with 3 quick takeaways.
1. POET is addressing a real technical bottleneck. Scaling to 1.6 and beyond could be a limiting factor for AI clusters. 2. The 3.2 terabit effort and OFC demonstrations are the clearest near-term catalysts to watch. 3. It's a classic high upside, high risk, small cap play. Pay attention to demos, design wins, and the cash runway before making big bets.
Perfect. If you have questions about anything we discussed today, you can ask us directly at stockalpha.ai. We answer listener questions live. And for more market insights, head over to stockalpha.ai. Josh, thanks for breaking that down.
Thanks, Ryan. Good talking with you.